Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the FordTechMakuloco channel. So today we have a 2017 Ford Escape 2.0 liter Ecoboost engine in for, you guessed it, an engine replacement. So this vehicle has just over 106,000 miles on it, and it is gulping the coolant. Now the cylinder that is actually gulping the coolant, has a coolant intrusion issue, seems to be cylinder number 3. And it's very common on just about all the Ford EcoBoost engines that are 4 cylinders to have coolant intrusion issues for one reason or another, depending on the generation that you're working on. And it's all due to an open deck cooling design that causes premature gasket failure and sometimes cracks between the cylinders, usually cylinders 2 and 3. So the last one I had was a 1.6 liter. And that was cylinder 2, gulping the coolant, and this one it's cylinder 3. It's almost always cylinders 2 and 3 on there. So I put out a video recently warning everybody about all the issues with coolant intrusion and coolant consumption on the Ford 4-cylinder EcoBoost engines, and there was a lot of comments saying, you sure about the 2.0 liter? I thought those were bulletproof. They're just fine. Well, the reason being is, depending on the model year you have, they changed to this open deck cooling, and that's when all the problems started to occur. So we're going to go over the computer right now, and we'll illustrate the changes that happened. So before, in the past, in the early days, the 2.0 EcoBoost was reliable, had a closed deck system, and then they went to open deck system in 2017 on the Escape anyway, and that's when all the problems started. Let's go to the computer real quick and we'll check it out, show you some illustrations, and then we'll get into the diagnosing of this vehicle right here. Okay, so first let's take a look at the latest TSB from Ford acknowledging this problem. So this TSB is brand new, June of 2022. So you can see right here, it gives you all the information, the summary, basically saying they acknowledge there's a block design flaw in these engines, and their fix, the proper fix, is a long block assembly, okay? And they give you a whole bunch of part lists and everything else, like a 10-page TSB. The most important information is right here, though. These years, the effective years, it'll tell you is when they started using this new open deck cooling block that has all these issues. So you can see for the Edge, it was 2015. For the Escape, it was 2017. The Fusion, MKC, and MKZ, they were all starting in 2017. So it depends on what year you have. So before this, they used a block like this. So you can see here's the pistons and the cylinders, and you can see around it, it's a closed deck system on there, and there's very small slits all the way around, very reliable, lots of meat there. Been using it reliably for years on naturally aspirated engines. So this right here is a 2016 Escape. Now you look compared to a 2017 Escape right here, you can see with the increased power they were trying to get out of the engine, they wanted more cooling, all right? Prevent pre-ignition, stuff like that. So there's this open deck. This is all coolant channels all the way around. You can see how they envelope almost fully the cylinders, so they can keep them nice and cool, get that power, and get that more out of this block. The problem comes in this right here. Let me try to get you in here. Hopefully this will focus. There you go. So you can see this slit in the block right here. This is a channel, coolant channel right here. And then on either side of that, there's a little bit of meat and a little bit of meat. And that's all the head gasket has to attach to and seal to on a boosted engine. So you can see where the problem's going to happen. It's going to blow out. And sometimes with this being so thin right here, it'll actually crack. Now, like I said, almost always, for whatever reason, it's between cylinders 2 and 3, you'll get a blowout or a crack. You'll have coolant consumption. And then you go over to 2020 when this was fixed again. They still wanted that open deck cooling, as you see here, but now they've cross-drilled through the block, and all of this is left intact, nice and thick, so there's no more blowouts in the head gasket. So they cross-drilled through underneath and come out the other side, and that's how they fixed that issue. Okay, now before we get to the engine side of things, I want to look at some scan tool data real quick. So, yeah, as you can see here, like I said, it's 2017, just over 100,000 miles on it, and it already needs an engine because of this design flaw in the block. So looking at the codes on here real quick, You can see I have a PO113. I caused that by disconnecting the intake air temp sensor. But it came in with a PO217 for an overheat condition. Basically, whenever the engine, the PCM notes an overheat condition, over temp condition, it will log it with a code. PO303 for a cylinder 3 misfire. Like I said, this thing was chugging coming into the shop here. Cylinder 3 was a dead misfire from all that coolant coming into the cylinder. And then, of course, the PO316 on startup, after a cold soak, all that coolant seeping down into the cylinder, it's going to misfire pretty bad on startup. We have a starter a performance issue, nothing to do with this. And then we have an engine coolant temp and CHT correlation issue, and that's due to the coolant being so low in there and the air pockets within the engine and cylinder head. That's causing that. And there's a 2196 code overly rich condition, which generally means that the canister purge valve is getting stuck open. It's very common on these also. Another common flaw with these vehicles. But looking over the engine compartment, I mean, you look at it and it's, you know, it's pretty crazy that we're changing an engine on a vehicle this new. It's 5-6 years old, this vehicle. You can see, I mean, plastic parts are still like brand new. You know, it's a little dusty and dirty. That's about it, though. So this guy drove up from Kentucky, and he brought jugs of coolant with him. But look at the coolant bottle. It is bone dry on here. It's another good indicator we have an issue with coolant consumption if there's no external leaks, you know. So let's look down into cylinder number 3 real quick, and we'll show you what it looks like inside of there. So right here, I have it down in there. Try to get you down in there a little bit further. Get it past the spark plug ring. There we go. So we get a little closer down in there, and you can just see how wet it is down in there. There we go. Let me get in here, move it around a little bit. So you see how much is in there just from it sitting, and it wasn't even pressurized, and there's that much down in there. You can see it's just pools of it in there. So that's why it's misfiring on startup on there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna swap this engine out. Once it's on the ground, I'll pull it apart. I'll pull the cylinder head off and show you guys the change in the block on there. We have the new engine already sitting over here. This is the latest and greatest new design from Ford. It comes pre-built, long block, just like this. And it's the revised block that they're now using in the 2020 and newer Escapes. So this is basically how it comes. You know, it's all built up, you know, cover side, the valve cover side, spark plugs, all that. It's all done for you. We just need to attach the old components back onto here. He wants a new turbo and stuff like that. But this is the new design with that cross-drilled block. So once I put this in, it should be a good fix in the end, because we're getting that meat back between the cylinders on there, so the head gasket can actually seal and seal properly over the long term. I mean, they're pushing so much power out of these engines, and they realized they need to cool them, so they went to open deck cooling, but that slit in the block, that really caused a lot of headaches for Ford and customers, especially the ones that are out of warranty like this guy is, and they're just paying through the nose to get a new engine in their new vehicle that's only a few years old. But that's all I wanted to do for this video. I just wanted to clarify, yes, the 2.0 liter is, you know, it is common for the 2.0 liter in certain years to have the same issue with coolant consumption, and this is why. I had a lot of people asking about that, and I wanted to illustrate that. So in a future video, we'll pull the head off the old engine, and we'll show you what's going on the deck side there and how it looks. But that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.